what's up? Welcome to my channel. It's your girl CHISALA, and if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for coming. And if you're not new, you came back. It means a lot to me. It really does. It does. So guys, this is one of those stories that you find on the interconnected net and you're like, no, that's not possible. That can never happen. No one thinks like that. No one's that twisted. Look at my Christmas tree. So listen carefully to this true crime that happened so you can look out for those real life catfish people. Like for real, like not on the phone, like face to face type of catfish. Like just listen. It's True Crime Tuesday. Welcome guys. See, we're in the Christmas spirit here at the Chewe household. My baby. I decorated it myself for the first time in my life. I'm so excited. Anyway, so today's story is centered around this girl called Gemma Barca. I cannot get that out of my head that her name is Barca. So, Gemma Barca is a girl, who in 2009, 10 years. Is it 10 years? I'm old. Is it 10 years ago? 2009. This Gemma Barca girl pretended to be 3 boys. Something that I thought no one could ever do. And should never do, to pretend to be 3 entire different. Let me just run down the story, okay? Because like even I don't understand how this happened and how she managed, but she did manage. And so in the year 2009, at that point, Gemma, Alice, and Jessica had been friends for a significant period of time. And of course, girls grow very strong together, you know, as friends. They make this bond that like cannot be broken. In most cases. So at this point, these kids were teenagers, even though Gemma Barca, the suspect, the person who did all these things, was older than them. But then Alice and Jessica thought it was cool that she was older than them. And you know how you just think that hanging out with older people is cool when you're old, when you're young. And like she could drive, so they're like, she's really cool. But then Jessica's grandma was like, no, this is not right. I don't know. So Jessica's grandmother was not up with it. She was just like, this is weird. Why does she hang out with you guys? You guys are young and she's older. Like, what is going on? But then they were still like, look, grandma, she can drive. And we're cool with that. She can drive us places. So it was like Gucci and whatever. So suddenly, almost like out of the blue, right? This guy called Aaron Lampard, appeared out of the blues and started talking to one of Gemma's friends, Alice, who did not want to be shown. Her face was like darkened the whole, which is understandable, because like this is a weird case I would not want to be involved in as well. Like if it happened to me, I would be like, no, I don't show my face on TV. No, I don't want this. So as most catfish stories begin, this started off as an online fling. Okay, so Aaron hit up Alice on Facebook, I think, or some chat room. You know, they had chat rooms like in the ancient times, they had chat rooms. So yeah, he hit her up and was like, hi, what's up? I think you're really cool. I think you're really pretty. I'm actually Gemma's friend, Gemma, the suspect. And you know, they started vibing. Like weeks passed and Gemma actually told Alice, like, don't worry, I know him, even though Alice had not met Aaron at this point. Gemma was like, don't worry, I know him. I'm actually dating his brother, his bigger brother, Jack. And so Alice was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I met this guy now. I can start dating. And you know, you're like 15 at that point, so you're like so excited. You're like, this guy likes me, thinks I'm cute. Okay. We actually have our friend Jessica over here, who blames Mark Zuckerberg for starting Facebook. And she says, if not for Facebook, none of these things would have happened. But anyway, so this is how Jessica was targeted, okay? So Jessica was targeted by Luke Jones, who is another character who was formed by Gemma, the same girl. The character she formed for Jessica was Luke Jones. And how she formed these characters was that she, you know, as girls, you sit down and you talk about everything that you want, your ideal boyfriend, your ideal wedding, you know, like you talk about all this stuff. Like when you're bored, you're just like, okay, so guys, like I want my dress to like puffy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So they used to talk about those things. So same for the boyfriends. They're like, oh, this is my ideal boyfriend. So Gemma, the weirdo, now it's just weird. So what Gemma did was she started to get all these things that they used to talk about, and she like built characters from there. She built Luke from there. She built Aaron from there. Luke was for Jessica and Aaron was for Alice. And I do not know how she handled them both, but at some point she actually told her friends that she was not going to be with them, like available all the time, because she kind of got a full-time job. So now I have a question. Was her full-time job her pretending to be her friend's boyfriends? just imagine how weird this is. Your own best friend pretending to be your boyfriend. What? Gemma, as when she's dressed as these people, when they finally got to meet, because they did finally get to meet in person. For some reason, she had the guts to actually meet them in person, and she would usually wear a cap, you know, or like a beanie or like a hoodie. All the characters had different fashion senses, different personalities. Like, it was crazy. So I know you might ask, how didn't these girls know? Like, can't you tell, like, the eyes, you know, the nose? First of all, if any of my friends tried to play anything funny, I would know from, like, the jump. Like, bro, but take off that hat. Like, they had, like, different, like, look would be this type of person. Like, for example, let me show you an example of a characteristic pattern that you wouldn't really suspect, you know, like, one person to have both of them, because you're like, that's weird. Okay, so Jessica used to talk to both Luke, her boyfriend, and Aaron, who's Alice's boyfriend, because it's your best friend's boyfriend, so you guys are kind of like talking and you guys become close and whatever. So she said that Aaron was a proper type of person. Like, he was like, he would text like in proper full words, you know, like if he says like, it will be spelled Like. Then if he says this, it will be This. Then for Luke, on the other hand, her boyfriend would spell like this, like this, like this, like, you know, the old form, like abbreviation this instead of this. Then he would say like with Lyk, you know. So it was like she knew, like, okay, Luke texts like this. In the December holidays, like in the winter holidays, I guess, Jessica decided to end it with Luke because Luke has been a bit touchy. She was just like, no, you're moving too fast for me, okay? You're moving too fast for me. So she decided to break it off. So they broke up. So when they broke up, you would think that Gemma would take a hint, like, okay, she doesn't like me anymore, right? No, she did not take a hint. What she did, though, as nobody ever would, what she did was she went at home and created another character. McCoy Mac, I don't know. And on the same day, started talking to Jessica. So Luke is out of the picture. Now there comes Connor, okay? So Connor and Jessica hit it off because, like, now Gemma had, like, a straight picture of what's her name? Jessica actually needed. Like, she was like, okay, this is what Jessica likes, so I'm going to be this type of person. And bear in mind that Alice and Aaron are still dating. So this Connor guy was allegedly, okay, not allegedly, he did claim to be Luke's friend, but they were the same person, so it's like, So he did claim to be Luke's friend, and they started talking for weeks. And what Jessica liked specifically about this guy was the fact that he had hair like Justin Bieber's at that point, you know, 2010 Justin Bieber. Precious. My precious. That's weird. Yeah, after the whole, like, you look like Justin Bieber thing, guess what this Connor guy said? He said, actually, my dad works with Simon Cowell, so I can actually get you tickets to, like, a concert or something. Which is like, why? I don't understand why this girl was doing all these things. That Luke did not want to stay, but she was going the extra mile. Yes, I know you're wondering, and I'm also wondering. I mean, I was wondering. I was like, but, like, you've dated Luke, right? And you're now dating Connor, right? And you've seen Gemma before. Like, don't you see the similarities in these people? And aren't you the same person? Though Alice did ask Aaron, like, bro, you kind of look like my friend Gemma. You guys like brother and sister, but like, no, we're not. Like, we just maybe look alike. But anyway, let's get back to Jessica, Connor, and Luke. So Connor and Jessica started dating. Jessica really liked this boy. Like, he was like fashionable, like on pictures, like she saw pictures and he was like really fashionable, and she was like, oh my goodness, I really like this guy and whatever. And you know, he was like the Justin Bieber thing again on top of everything. But then one odd thing about him, like the rest of them, he always used to wear a hat, like a snapback and a huge hoodie. And she thought this was weird though. Like, every time they met, she could only see, like, she described that she could only see like this part. Guys, I'm done. I'm not taking it off though. I'm not. Okay? Fashion has no weather. I don't understand why that makes no sense. Anyway, so she, like, every time they met, she would be like, how come I can only see this part of you? And how do you talk to someone who you only see this part? Like, you don't see the eyes, you see part of their nose, and you only see their lips. Like, don't you have questions? Like, I would be like, can you take off your hoodie? Let me just see you for a bit. Like, I just want to see how you look. Like, it's really uncomfortable talking to somebody and you cannot see their face. That's very weird. Bear in mind that Jessica actually tried to like ask Connor if she like can see his face, but then he actually said he had alopecia and it made him very uncomfortable to remove his long hoodie and his hat. Then I come to ask, and I came to wonder, how come he had alopecia when he had the Justin Bieber hairstyle? Was that a wig? Like, did he say that's a wig? Something's fishy. So of course, Jessica, being the understanding darling that she is, she went on to say, it's fine, you don't have to show me your hair. My brother also has alopecia and I understand the struggles. She let it go just like that. No, I'm not letting it go that easily. Also, being in this relationship with this boy, Connor, like, this was the oddest relationship in the world. Like, when they met, firstly, she could only see his lips and part of his nose, right? And his chin, maybe. Second of all, he did not speak because he said he was like really shy. Like, he refused to speak and he would text her. Like, he would text her and show her stuff to say that, okay, this is what I'm saying right now. Like, he would be like, will you be my girl? He actually asked her out on a text message when they were next to each other. He was like, will you be my girlfriend? Gave her a chain and then gave her the phone. And she said yes. So I don't know what was going on with these girls, if they never used to discuss like how their boyfriends look or like how they talk and how they sound and their eyes and the eye color. But these two best friends, Jessica and Alice, never. I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. Anyway, so these girls, like, they would sit outside this St. George's Hill place, like it's a gated community. They would sit outside and wait for their boyfriends to come out for several hours, like 7 hours even. Sitting outside in the cold, waiting for this boyfriend of yours to show up. So then they waited here, and when they actually called, like, the security, you know, you press the thing and you're like, I'm here to see this person. The security said, we do not have such a person living in this neighborhood. Then when she called the boyfriend Connor, he was like, no, it's probably just like the maid who said that, no, I don't live here because, like, for security purposes, my mom told the maid to say that I don't live here. Obviously, these kids used to meet like at parks or whatever, the mall, whatever, I don't know. So what was odd, there's a friend who comes in. Her name is Leanne, right? She was friends to like these girls, Alice and Jessica. So she comes in and she says she found it very odd that these boys, Connor, Luke, and Aaron, all claimed to come from like this wealthy estate called St. George's Hill. St. George's Hill, I don't know, it's in England. So they all claimed to be from there, and this place is a very well established place, like with like rich people live there, like well off people, not middle class, not working class, like rich people, celebrities live there, and these kids claimed to be there. So it was kind of odd. I guess it was kind of a way that Gemma thought they would never come to like this place, like they would never be even allowed to come in. So like, let me just say this is where I live, so they would never have a chance to come here. So Connor actually spent the night at Jessica's house, and it was weird. It was weird for both of them. So Connor actually forced himself onto Jessica, made her feel very uncomfortable, very vulnerable. She was upset and angry, so they went to sleep, right? They went to sleep, and then Jessica was still thinking about like what Connor had done. Like, I cannot believe he forced himself on me. Like, I had told him, like, my tiny Christmas tree. Like, I had told him, like, stay off me, whatever. But then he still like proceeded, and he's very disrespectful. He's acting like Luke again, because this is the main reason I broke up with Luke, because he was being disrespectful. So she's left there traumatized. So as he was sleeping, she decided to just look at him for the first time, like his face, because it's like, even when he was throwing himself at her, like he still had the snapback on. So it's like, bro. So she decided to like take the snapback off, and she saw his side profile and was like, you look just like Aaron. This is weird. Because she had met Aaron before. She's like, this is weird. Why do you look like Aaron? So then she got very upset. She walked him up and she's like, bro, you're Aaron. You think I don't know who you are? Please get out. Get out and leave. So, I don't know. This is so crazy. So she still thought that was Aaron. Like, at first she thought it was Connor. Like, I don't understand what was going on anyway. They were young. So, you know. Is that an excuse? After she suspected him to be Aaron, she kicked him out. She's like, okay, please just leave. So he left, and she never saw Connor, her boyfriend, ever again. So let me take you back a few hours before Corner/Aaron was chased out of the house, right? So Corner was texting Alice, telling her that Aaron had been involved in an accident, a really bad accident, head-on collision. He flew out of the rear view, and it's like, it's crazy. Like, rear view, out of the, what do you call that? The windshield. So Alice obviously was devastated because she's like, oh my goodness, why? You know what I mean? Jessica, like, after feeling assaulted by, like, Aaron, because she felt it was Aaron who had assaulted her and not her boyfriend Connor, right? She went to the police and she reported, she's like, oh my goodness, I was sexually assaulted by my boyfriend, by my best friend's boyfriend. And so they started searching for this Aaron guy, right? This Aaron guy happened to be with Alice. Alice was confused that this Aaron guy had showed up at her house with no bruises, no scratches, not in the hospital. She was like, how come? That same day when Aaron was at Alice's house, the police actually came. And they were like, you have been suspected of this, this, and that. And then Aaron was like, no, I have not. I was not with her. Like, last, I'm Alice's boyfriend and I'm not Jessica's boyfriend. Why would I be with Jessica? So then Alice was like, okay, you know what, love? Just show him the discharge letter from the hospital and he would just leave you alone. They would just leave you alone. Then he could not. He found it hard to do that for some reason. So the police was like, we're gonna investigate this further. Like, we have to find out what the hell's going on. Guys, it's just like a long story, but let me just like cut it down because I'm getting confused and tired. So what happened was, finally Alice and Aaron decided to meet up somewhere secret. But then the police showed up. They arrested Aaron, and then when they took him to the police station to be arrested, like officially, to be like charged and whatever, this guy was being strip searched, and they found out that you're not a boy. You're not a boy. And then when he finally took off this famous hat that he always used to wear, that used to disguise him so well for some reason, the hair went down and they discovered, okay, definitely it's a girl. So guys, finally, this whole deal took place in between November 2009 and May 2010. Oh my goodness, this girl was at it. And Jessica claims that Gemma was probably just jealous of Jessica and Ali's relationship, so she wanted to find a way to infiltrate them, and the only way she could do that was pretend to be 3 whole boys, 3 whole people. I don't get it. I don't get it. I am just wondering why she did not drop the act, but she was charged to 2 counts of assault and 1 charge of fraud. 1, why not 3? There were 3 people involved. 3 boys. In the end, this girl was actually like, they found out that something's missing up here, something's wrong, because like nobody does these things. Nobody even has time for these things. Like, anyway, so she was like diagnosed with borderline learning disability, difficulty understanding social situations, and autistic spectrum disorder. She was sentenced to 2.5 years in the prison. Guys, I really don't know how she had time for all this, why she had time for it. Anyway, so guys, that is the video for True Crime Tuesday. Please make sure to subscribe if you liked the video. I am tired and my voice is ceasing to exist soon, so I'll see you guys. Please like and subscribe. Take care of yourselves. Do not get catfished. Bye, I love you. God bless. Christmas.